4 things Chad Henderson loves about his CLAAS 8600 combine, and you said, man, oh man, I get excited about this. All right, first off, let's talk about capacity.
Yep, we can talk about capacity. This thing holds 510 bushels, so it's a large grain tank. But what really amps us up when we talk about that is, you know, everybody can put a lot of grain in the tank.
Yep.
We have extensions on our other machines, but we got to unload it fast. If not, we just got a big grain tank that just stays in the tank.
You told me 5.1 bushels per second.
That's what they told me. Now I know it's fast. I can tell you that, it's fast.
And then when I look at this boom, I mean, all these combines nowadays have great big booms, and I'm sorry, augers, if you will.
Augers.
But then at the end of the auger, you've got a
Flexible adjustable spout on it. That's really handy when you're trying to top off a grain cart and the guy's there beside you, you know, and you need to throw it over to the other side or put it on this side. It's really handy.
Especially if you're in different terrain and whatever.
Yep, and it's automated too. Like when you fold the auger out, then it kicks out, and you know it'll come back to the same spot. And so that's really a neat feature when it will move automatically.
You're getting huge crops. Obviously, you're an XtremeAg guy. You love pushing yield, so you got a bunch of capacity, 510 bushels.
Yep.
You got the ability to unload it very, very quickly. Greasing system. This is the one that you told me.
Woo.
I never wanted to be a mechanic, but the one thing I wouldn't like climbing around this machine and trying to find all the zerks. There's about 1 million moving parts on a modern combine, and instead of climbing around and finding a bunch of zerks, what do?
This is the first machine we've ever owned that had a onboard greasing system on it like this. And I always worried about that. You know, when you start looking at it and you're like, man, I wonder is it greasing enough? I wonder is it greasing too much? And then as we got to running, I started noticing you'd see just a little bit of dust on it right where it was greasing at. You know, it wasn't pushing the grease out too far. So, and it has its multiple functions too, for you can set it more grease or less grease.
So how do I take this off and fill it?
Nope, it comes with a hefty, nifty filler, and you just hook to it and push the grease in like a grease tube.
Okay, so I get my grease in like a big old 5-gallon
No, you
bucket
get
or
it
something?
tubes the same way, and you just push it in.
Fantastic.
Or you can get it in a bucket and pull it out and then push it in, but it pushes in just with a tube.
All right, and once I do that once every couple of days, and then I'm good to go.
No, once a season.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Yeah.
That's good for people like me that don't like to do mechanic work.
Exactly.